And now to our special series, Afghanistan at a crossroads. And the country's future is in flux, with the government in uncertain peace talks with the Taliban and foreign forces pulling out. Our correspondent Jack Barton sat down with Rangina Hamidi, the first female Afghan Minister of Education in 3 decades. And they discussed the importance of education for Afghan women and what a peace deal with the Taliban might hold for her country's future.
Where does education rank in terms of a tool for empowering Afghan women?
The best tool that we could use, not only to empower women, but to also enable them to use this tool for the rest of their lives and their children's lives to achieve anything and everything that they want in life. And without education, they're not going to be able to do that. A lot of the country remains with no access to schools. And in a particularly patriarchal, conservative country like Afghanistan, many of the village level people or people working at the district levels, they still haven't seen the value of education in their children's lives to be able to want to invest in sending their kids to school. So what we have learned at the Ministry of Education is, instead of asking children to come to schools to get educated, we've created alternative ways of making access or making education accessible even in their communities and villages. The idea is to enable children to get access to education no matter where they are, whether they're in their home, in their community mosque, in a community center, or a school if they're lucky to have a school.
The US are expected to pull out in September. The government is trying to make a peace agreement with the Taliban. Are you worried that agreement, if it can be struck, might reverse some of the gains for Afghan women?
To be honest, I'm not worried. I am a believer that, again, in the past 20 years, we've created a population of citizens, leaders, both men and women, who see Afghanistan in a different light than where Afghanistan was 20 years ago. This peace deal was inevitable. This was coming. We knew it. It's not a surprise to the Afghan country and the population. And we're hopeful that if the right subjects are discussed during the peace agreement, I'm hopeful that we Afghans can create a different future for us. We have no other option. We have to make whatever we have at our hand work for us, because we will remain a nation regardless of whether the international troops remain or not.
The Taliban have indicated that they are willing to compromise, that they want to compromise. Do you trust them?
Trust is a very, very difficult commodity or value. I like to believe that I want to trust everybody, but trust cannot be simply gained by word of mouth. You have to show it in action.